What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. And so the countdown begins. Only about a week left before the resumption of Juventus. We'll see them back on the pitch once again. And once again, we can see them try to strive for that Scudetto of the 2022-23 season. We have a few other things to cover, though. Before we get to that, some things to wrap up regarding Agnelli and some of the other issues that are going on currently with the Mercado and where Juventus looks ahead. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconerizonechannel. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it is Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. Of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every single day. Before we do anything though, do me a solid favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. And without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Some quick hit pieces, quick notes, things that I didn't have time to make graphics for before shooting this video, things that have come out, but really are not that surprising. One, it looks like Adrian Rabiot more and more likely. I believe this may have been a Gazzetta dello Sport hit, but either way, regardless, let's go ahead and just get him out of the way. It seems like that he more than likely kind of understands. He reads the room, he reads the walls, and he's saying, okay, I get it. I'll just see out the rest of the season, and I will be leaving Juventus in the summer mercado, more likely trying to get that payday by the Premier League. Nothing really surprising there, as well as some other news that we have regarding the moves that Juventus are going to look about. But that's really the main one that we're going to talk about today. So let's stick with that, and then let's go ahead and move into the actual news that we have for you with some graphics. All right, the very first news story that we have today is Calcio Mercato IT is reporting that Juventus are interested in, and again, you know me, when it comes to speaking and trying to pronounce names that are not, that are a bit foreign to me, I struggle. So I apologize. Ryan Ait-Nouri, the option, he's a French left back, an option that Juventus could be looking at in the winter mercado, summer mercado. We'll see. The options are being looked at are A, a loan with a possible redemption set for June, or including Weston McKennie in the negotiation, with Wolves also paying about 15 million euros, which would make sense, especially when Juventus value Weston McKennie at about 30 million euros. I think that's one of the other news that was reported out there. Sorry, I apologize, forgot that one. Was basically Juventus basically looking at Moise Kean. Basically, they're going to buy him in the summer mercado. They have 7 mil, or about 6-7 mil already invested in him, and then they're trying to going to buy him for the 26, whatever it is. If they can sell him for 30 something, they will do that. There you go. That's a little side note to this piece. But anyway, it's an interesting move to see if Weston McKennie would even be willing to go to Wolves. I don't know Weston McKennie's personal taste when it comes to the Premier League, if he would rather go for a different club, maybe even a Tottenham, obviously given connections with Paratici, Conte, and everything going on there, or even if he would rather look somewhere else. We will see, but as it stands right now, Weston McKennie seems to be an option for bartering for this player, should Juventus decide that Ryan Ait-Nouri is the guy to be the left back for the future of the club. All right, let's continue on, though. Let's talk about a name none of us are going to be, let's not kid ourselves. None of us are going to be surprised this name's going to be coming back, and it's coming back with a reckless abandon, and that's, of course, Milinkovic Savic and the issues going on with him. Gazzetta dello Sport reporting that Milinkovic Savic has given his approval for a move to Juventus starting next summer, the biggest hurdle to overcome after having defined with the player a salary around 6 million euros. Net is represented by Lotito. No bleep, it's Lotito causing issues once again. He's hoping to trigger an auction, but he knows that without the player's renewal beyond 2024, that's very difficult. Juve are in no hurry, strong in his position of the advantage. So one of the things that I'd say right now, if you have an agreement, obviously we know this game. We saw it with Cannavale over at Sassuolo with trying to get Locatelli. You've seen it multiple times. Vlahovic with Comiso over there at Fiorentina. We know, we read the room, we understand how this works. As long as the leadership that's in place for Juventus know how to operate and know how to get this done, which it appears that they will. Hopefully, Oliva Bene seems to be helping things move along. We'll see who ends up taking over in the end. Please give me Gentoli. Give me Gentoli. That's all I'm asking, right? Give me him now. Anyway, but when it comes to Milinkovic Savic, they can get this thing done by the end of the summer if, and a big if, but definitely that is where Milinkovic Savic just really wants Juve, and he only wants Juve, and he wants to go to Turin so that way he can be closer to his brother who's playing in Torino, and all these things seem to work out very, very positively for the club. They could try to end up getting Lotito to bend the proverbial knee. let him go to Juventus, make it a reasonable price that he's going to the club, and then we can move forward with another superstar there in the midfield, a guy who really would have helped out a lot, especially given the injuries that Juventus have had with a lot of players missing time during the season. All right, let's continue on, though, and let's move on to some talks. We have a lot of Juventus opening up right now when it comes to the situation in the background with the board meeting. What's going on? What is the situation with Juventus? Well, first up, we have Arriva Bene. Thanks to Romeo Gresti getting these comments from him. He said that basically opening up about the Dybala situation and why they got Di Maria, says that the term asked for by Dybala were onerous and committed the club on a multi-year level to the player. Di Maria showed his value at the last World Cup. We took him for a year in which he had to represent and mentor the youngster. So kind of not really putting out a lot of feelers for a potential long-term having any kind of deal with Di Maria. And it really kind of seemed like Juventus did not want to have Dybala really. I mean, obviously the cornerstone situation we talked about, him being a cornerstone for Juventus, well, that seems to not be the case because Juventus seem to not really want to commit themselves to the player. And then also with Di Maria, it seems like another option where they just don't want to commit themselves. I don't know if they have another option that they see, hey, that's the guy that they want to move forward. Obviously, we talk about, people try to throw out Sule being that kind of player. But the thing is, Mattia Sule now looking to go out on loan. He obviously isn't. I wouldn't say isn't it, but he isn't the option, the current fixture. He won't be a quick fix. He won't be ready to step up for that for at least a couple more years. So we'll see what happens there with his loan, but some interesting pieces nonetheless. All right. And then we have Andrea Agnelli, the comments made by him and what he said when he addressed the board. So first up, Juventus' shareholders meeting, I guess board, shareholders, you know what I mean. Not board, shareholders. We don't have a board. No board exists. There is no board, right? Anyway, he said, leaving the presidency was not an easy decision for me. In addition to loving Juve, I have worked hard to achieve the extraordinary results of recent years on and off the pitch. I took this decision in full serenity. I remain firmly convinced of the good work of all these years, an opinion confirmed also in recent weeks by the analysis of numerous experts. Juventus will demonstrate its legitimacy in every avenue. I thought it appropriate to take a step back to avoid that one could even think that the choices or decisions that will be made from now on were conditioned by my personal involvement. He continues on to say, the club is called upon to defend its position. I personally am convinced that I have operated well in these years, and the remarks against us are not justified. Nevertheless, the club will have to continue to protect its interests. And then he follows up with this comment saying, again, about a player, that there was criticism about a player. We're talking about Romero. Talking about it 2 years later is different to doing when the decisions are made. At the time, there was Bonucci, De Ligt, and Chiellini. The field he would have seen with binoculars. So basically, just saying that there's no chance that he would have taken the field because nobody's looking to the future. I know this is completely off topic from the first two. The first two, that's great. I'll be honest, he didn't give me a lot to really talk about because all he's really saying is, I'm stepped back. I have no involvement in this, how it works from the future here. But at the same time, we didn't do anything wrong. I don't believe we did anything wrong. Please tell me we didn't do anything wrong. And a lot of people seem to agree that we didn't do anything wrong, even though they may have done a little bit of something wrong. But at the same time, everybody's doing something wrong. So when that comes down to it, push comes to shove, Juventus cannot be punished, and they won't be punished in the end. Okay, there you go. Let's move on from that. But then when he talks about the players and he talks about the decisions that are made, all the players that have been pushed out of the club, when you look at Romero, that's one of the biggest ones to me. That was such a big loss. You see him performing there for Argentina. You see him balling out in the Premier League, and you see all the things that are going on there. And now you got Chiellini's gone, De Ligt gone, and then you're going to have Bonucci, who is gone, but mainly because Bonucci's not good enough right now. So you're having all these players, you're having to replace them, and look at all the ones that you let slip between your fingers as you let us get all the way where we are right now. It's frustrating. I hate the foresight that they had. They had no foresight, and they only had four skates. Anyway, they did have foresight. Just frustrating now for him just to, kind of defend that position. I get it, but at the same time, you got to have somebody who has some kind of foresight for Juventus to be able to see that these guys are going to be good enough. This guy is good enough, and he was good enough, and he should still be at the club. All right. That'll do it for this edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree, disagree with me? Let me know. Also, Milinkovic, is that we still doing this? Are we making sure this happens? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below because potentially maybe the climate, the board, all that went along. Did that change anything for you? All right. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. And of course, you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I will see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to your old lady for me.